YouTube, MC here, and welcome to the first episode of a tutorial series was planning to do for beginners. So, when you first start up Blender, you see this. You won't have anything under recent, because it will only show this when you are actually save the project. But to get out of this, just click somewhere on the screen. Right. The first thing I want to show you actually is how to navigate and a bit of the basics of the UI. Well, the simplest thing to navigate is middle mouse button to rotate and such. But you can also do, if you have a numpad, you can press 1 to get to front perspective, 3 to right perspective, 7 top and 9 bottom. But perspective, you can change that with 5. What actually the difference between that is, you have actually it look like 3D object or it looks like 2D object. But if you don't have a numpad, no problem, because you have, when you first start up, you don't have these two. This add-on I use, but this will become available when you go to user preference, add-on, 3D navigation. When you select it, you see now it's not here. When I say on, it's here. And always save user settings. And also this way you can just quickly go from front to back to top, bottom, right and such. And also you can say, when you accidentally clicked like here, say to put the cursor on center. It's quite handy. Or it will be Ctrl S. No, Shift S I mean. Shift S to snap the cursor to something. Or Command S if you use it on a Mac. Also, if you know that a bit, to move around freely and easily, it's actually quite simple. But in a later video I will show you how to place items, how to move items in the scene and such. And also much more later, how to change settings, how to model and stuff like that. It's this very basic more. Also, that was for navigation part. But also, you have some things here. You got default, standing here default. This is actually where you come in. You got your scene name. And you got Blender render. I won't bother with this yet. That will come later. But with this part where it stands default, if you click on the choose screen layout, this little icon, you can see 3D view, animation, compositing, default, game logic, motion tracking and the other things. Actually, they are all different layouts to make sure you can do different stuff. Like video editing is, you can edit a video, of course. Compositing is like, this here will be your nodes, this will be your UV map. I will explain that later in another video. And here you have then your camera perspective and your timeline. With scenes, you can create different scenes. eventually, if you have enough scenes, you can go to an option here. This one. And you can select, once you have multiple scenes, there will be an option here, a little option here for rendering it out. But I go back to default again. Then a bit about this. This is your outliner. It will say everything what's in that particular scene. So here you have the render layers that are these little parts. You got your world, there's actually the background, everything what's happening on the background, not in the scene itself. And of course you got your camera, cube and lamp. But down here, you can actually also change this default to like having a giant timeline. And you can actually also split the screen. If you press T on your keyboard, this menu will fall. If you press N, this menu will pop up, where you can change the location, rotation, the dimensions, such. But you can like have one screen, you have the front, and the other screen will have something like a note editor, where while you're looking here in like object mode, or not object mode, I mean viewpoint shading in like rendered, you can change here what will happen to your cube texture. That will all be later explained in more detail. So that was it for the first episode. See you guys later.